Hi, this is Patrick. There was a question about, well, how do you get Jing to get going? So I'm on a Mac. I'm just going to search Jing. And it used to be jingproject.com. I don't know if it still is, but when you go here, you can download Jing. It's a free download. And so when you click, start with the Mac or the PC, depending on what you are using. And once you've installed it on a Mac, what happens is it gives me this little globe of some sort appear. And so what I do is I can click on more and I click on preferences, and this is where the first time I believe it wants you to set up an account. And this account's set up with Screencast, so you can actually upload to screencast.com. So in this case I've already done that, but once I've done this, the preferences page I think is important because I can go here and I can choose my audio. And so in this case I can make sure I choose the right thing. I can even do some other options here, and it points out that it's only in a Swift Flash format. And so if you basically want something else, it tells you that you have to use the other software essentially. And this used to not be the case, but it is now. Sometimes if you use the sun instead, what happens is it shows up here in the corner. And it can also be in the middle depending on the location. But if it's the sun, for me to capture something, I click and I drag, and then I would hit capture an image for a screencast, or for just a screenshot, or the capture a video if I want to actually record a video. I actually don't like the sun, so for me, I changed the sun under preferences, so it shows up there because I want to use the menu bar instead of the sun. I also don't have mine launch on startup because I only want to use it at certain times. So in this case, I'm going to hit done. And if I open a web browser and if I go to Blackboard, I can sit here and I can click on here and capture. And notice how when I mouse over it, automatically it's smart enough, it thinks I want to just record Safari. Sometimes you want to make sure you get the menu bar, so I might click and drag. And I try to avoid doing a full screen because in my case I'm on a 27-inch monitor. That just makes a bigger video, larger video size. But at this point I'm going to click capture video, and it's going to count me down. And then I can start doing whatever it is I want to do. So I can go into Blackboard. I could open PowerPoint if I wanted to. So I could easily go to PowerPoint. I don't even know what I have here. Something from the last week. Let's see. And that's actually not going to work. So we'll see if this comes up. I move my files all around. So, alright, so I could simply go from here, but in this case, once I go to full screen mode, I would want to be recording my old screen. So, there are a lot of little ins and outs you need to learn about with Jing, but for the most part, when I'm done, I can hit that and I can upload it to screencast.com. That's the account I set up, and then it just gives me a URL. But then, I can also go, let's give it a minute. Sometimes I get excited. There's a button down here and you can't see it, but it's called history. And so what I sometimes will do too, I will just let this finish. And what I should show you is one of the nifty things it does is when it's done, it's going to basically paste the URL to the video that's uploaded to screencast.com. Now, some things people don't like about Jing is it's 5 minutes or less. It's flash video, and so it definitely has some limitations for sure. I've grown to actually love the 5 minutes. Alright, so it tells me it's uploaded, and I can click view on screencast.com, or what it does automatically is let's right click and hit paste, is it just copies in that short URL that brings right to the video. And so that's something then I can post an announcement or I can share with students. I can also go back here, and this is what I was trying to show earlier, is if I go to history, and if you're having problems viewing, for instance, even video on Jing's website, it usually means your Flash player needs to be updated, and that's what it's yelling at me right now. I'm going to ignore it. But if I go over here to history, I can come back to here and I can find, alright, this is what I just did. I can re-upload it, I could delete, but sometimes I might click that face, that eyeball to view it, and then I might say, actually I want to save this. And so then I can save it on my desktop, for instance. But once again, for Jing, for short little videos, I will just upload to screencast.com. If I want to do something a little more, I will basically use Camtasia instead of Jing. And so some people like Screencast-O-Matic. There's a number of different tools out there. But you can, be sure to explore around here, check out your preferences, see what other options you have, and also make sure that your Flash is up to date. So hopefully this helps. Let us know if you have questions. Thanks.